Hey guys, welcome back to FedEx Gaming's Redstone tutorials. In this tutorial, I'm showing you guys how to build a super simple elevator. Now, this is a Mumbo Jumbo's design. I used this one on the PC a lot when back then when I used to play survival on the PC. However, I did have to change it around a lot because pistons still don't update the way I would like them to update. So mine does use more resources than his. I'll have a link to his video in the description below if you do want to check it out. However, you can't build it on the console because it will not work. This one will work. So all we have to do is just come right over here into this chest, pull out this redstone block and this yellow stained clay block, or whatever blocks you really want to use there, but you need a redstone block. Come up to the top right here, right where this water is coming out. We're going to place a block, then we're going to jump down here and we're going to place a redstone block right here on this piston. Now what I'm going to do is press this button and then we should start going up the elevator. So click this button and we start going up our elevator. And as you can see, I am on survival mode just to show you that you will not take damage from this elevator. I am on survival mode. And then right when you're at the top, all you have to do is just break this redstone block right here. And then break the block that you used underneath it as well. Then all you have to do is just take the blocks and throw them down here and then go on your merry little way. So the next person that wants to use the elevator, they can. Obviously, you could put more items in there just in case someone forgets to put the items back. But then when you are ready to leave the elevator, all you have to do is go like this and fall down into this water. And oh, look, that redstone block got stuck there. Why, you little. So make sure you do throw it straight down into the thing or else it can get stuck on the side of the elevator. So let me go like that and throw it back in there. There we go. So now it should funnel back into our chest right here. And then we can go up the elevator again if we really want to. But like I said, very easy elevator to make. Obviously, just make sure you throw the items straight down so they go right back into the elevator. Or if you're on your own world by yourself, you can just take the items with you. You don't really need to do this. All right, guys, so let's start building this thing. Very, very easy. All right, guys, so for this build, we're going to need a 3x5 spacing. We're also going to have to dig down one. However, we do need to dig down two in just a few areas. So make sure you have enough room to dig down two. Now, for this build, we're going to need for every single layer, going up for every single layer. So if you go up 20, you're going to have to times it by that much. So I put one sticky piston, one piston, two redstone dust, and one repeater. So if you want to go up 20 blocks, you're going to need 20 sticky pistons, 20 pistons, 40 redstone, and 20 repeaters. If you want to go up 40 blocks, then times it by that. If you want to go up 50 blocks, then times it by that, you know, so on and so forth. And then for our button, our whole like starting of the mechanism, we're going to need one piston and one button, and then we're going to need water to collect our items and a hopper and chest to funnel our items down once we are done going up the elevator. And we're also going to need one immovable object. That is a furnace. You can use bedrock, obsidian, whatever you like, as long as it's an immovable object that can't move. So you're going to use one of those. I use a furnace because it's the easiest one to get your hands on. So once you got your 3x5 spacing and you've dug down your one, just go to the back middle. So right here in the middle, just go right to the middle and go into the back and put a sticky piston facing this way, and then put a regular piston facing upwards like that. And that's going to be the start of our build. But before we go up our whole little elevator, we're going to make this area right here. We're going to do the chest and the funneling system first. So right here where our piston is, right here off this block, we're going to skip one and delete this block, put a hopper going into this block right here. So if I delete right here, you'll see that little notch right there. And then we're going to put a chest here and a chest here. And that's where our items are going to funnel down once they are done. So now that we got that out of the way, let's just get rid of our hopper and our chest. And we can take out this item and this item right here. Now we can start our actual elevator. So starting right here where we have this piston and sticky piston facing like this, we're going to put more facing upwards. So I'm going to go up any level I want to. You know, it doesn't really matter. But for you, of course, if you're building this into something, you're going to want probably a actual amount. So I'm going to be going like that for mine. It doesn't really matter for me because this thing is fairly simple, guys. It's a very easy elevator. So you're just going to do that same thing we did down there all the way up like that. And then we're going to start on the redstone. So what you want to do is come to the back left side first. And we're going to come out 2 blocks next to these 2 bottom ones. These are your bottom pistons. We're going to come 2 blocks out like this. Put a repeater on top of this block right here with dust coming out of it. Put a block behind the repeater and put redstone dust on top of that one as well. And you know, I'm going to get my block just a tiny bit closer like that. So it's going to look something like this. And now we're going to do the same thing all the way up, guys. Do the same looking thing right here all the way up. So just put 2 blocks like I usually like going like this. Just put 2 blocks in between each one like this until you get all the way to the top. And then go ahead and put your repeaters in. And then go ahead and put your redstone dust in. And make sure they're all on one tick, guys. Next, we're just going to put a block and then put dust and just do the same thing all the way up. Block, dust, block, dust, block, redstone dust. And I'm just going to stop saying it because we're already at the top, so it doesn't really matter. And there we go. So now it looks something like that. Now we're going to do the same thing we did here on this side. However, we're going to come up a block first. So instead of putting our starting right off here like we did on this side, we're going to come up one more like that, and then put our repeater and redstone dust, and then put a block behind the repeater with redstone dust on top of it. So now you can see it's pretty much just interchanging all the way up like this, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. So 2 blocks, 2 blocks, just skip one every single time like that, and then we're going to put repeaters going all the way up. Now yours might look a little bit different at the top depending on where you stopped with your actual pistons, so just don't worry about it, guys. Nothing will change, so you're just gonna have to do a few things a little bit sideways. Well, you're just gonna have to do it, you're gonna have to flip it horizontally. So we're just gonna do the same thing all the way up, blocks and dust like that. And then on this last one right here, so whichever side is up the highest right here, so as you can see, this is my highest side, whichever side's the highest, we're gonna put a block in front of that redstone dust. Then we're gonna come a block out this way and put a repeater going this way on 3 ticks delay. Put a block in front of the 3 tick delay repeater, and then just swing this around above this sticky piston right here and put 3 redstone dust like this. Now these two cannot be connecting together, so just put a block right here and that will disconnect it. So that, like I said, this is the only side that might look different. So whichever side's the highest, that's all you have to do. So yours might have to go the other way with the 3 dots, but it's not very hard to figure that out. Next, what I want you to do is put a immovable object right above this piston right here. Right above this normal piston, we're going to put our immovable object here. So like I said, I'm going to be using a furnace, so I'm just going to stick a furnace right here. That's so the pistons don't push each other while the redstone block's going up. So make sure you get that immovable object in there, or else this will not work, guys. So if you're just saying my pistons are pushing each other, that means you did not put this block there. Now what we're going to do is come back down here and we're going to put in our button and our water and all that stuff, and then we should be ready to test it out. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my block. I'm going to be putting my button on and all that stuff. And what you want to do is just count up 3 pistons. So 1, 2, 3 like that. I just put blocks there just so you, I don't know if you can count or not. So just come up 3 pistons to this one and then come out 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks like that, and then delete these 3 blocks right here. And then right off this block, we're going to put a piston facing this way. That's going to be pushing our redstone block. And then just put a block right above this block right here. Delete this one and put our button right here. This is going to be pushing our block over. And actually, you could have left that block there. Actually, make a little pillar right here, because you're going to want a staircase to actually get up there. Next, what we're going to do is put our water in. So to put our water in, all we have to do is just come up right here. And this is where our water bucket is going to go. See where this second piston is? Right to the right of it, there should be a hole, and this is where our water bucket is going to go. So put a block here, and then put your water right here like that. Now it's going to flow everywhere in here. We do not want that, so just put some blocks right here to cover that up, because we want it to flow nicely all the way to the chest like that. Next, what we're going to do is just take out our blocks, and we can go ahead and put a line of blocks right in front of this redstone dust like this, just to make it look nice. As you see, I use orange and red. I thought that looked pretty good. And now we could actually go ahead and test it out. So to test it out really quick, all we have to do is just take out our redstone block and whatever block we're going to be using for our bottom, and right where that water is, we're just going to put a block here, and then just put a redstone block right above it, and this should make sure everything's working. So here we go. As you can see, it's going up. And now wherever it stops, wherever this white block or whatever block you have under here stops, this is our top floor right here. So if you want to take out whatever blocks you want, I usually like putting carpet here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go ahead and use my red wool. Let me take out my red wool real quick. And we're just going to put it around this white block right here, like this. There we go. Obviously, you can put up a wall right here so you don't see this redstone back here. Or you could do what I did over there and you could put some carpet. I like putting usually carpet there. So where's my carpet? Oh yeah, I didn't take out carpet. I'm like looking around like, where's my carpet? Let's use, I guess I'll just use black again. I don't know why. Let's just use black carpet and just wrap it around this. There we go. Make it look all nice. Ta-da. And let's put some extra blocks right here. Boop. And put some more carpet right here. So this is the top of your elevator right here. So when we delete our blocks right here, we're gonna pretty much are gonna fall down like this into the water and then collect down there in that chest so the next person can use the elevator. And of course, when you want to get down from the elevator, all you have to do is just fall into the water and just follow it like this and pop back out. So then when we're ready to use our elevator, we just take out this stuff. And obviously you're gonna want a staircase. Now for my staircase, I use sandstone. You can use whatever you like. I'm just gonna use some blocks of sandstone though, and some half slabs of sandstone. And then I'm just gonna put a half slab here, put a block here, put another block here with a half slab here, and then put another block like that, and then you can fill this in right there too. So now you got a little staircase to get up to your actual elevator. So then when you're ready to use your elevator, you just put your block in front of the water, jump down here, put your block in front of the piston, your redstone block, and then we just make sure we're out of fly mode, click this button, and we go up our elevator. So up we go. And then once we get to the top, we just delete these blocks with our pick, they'll drop into the water, and then they'll funnel back into our chest for the next person to use the elevator. And then obviously once you're done doing what you're doing, you just jump down the hole into this water and you gently flow this way. There you guys go. That's how you build a super simple elevator. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to stay tuned with my newest videos. All right, guys, peace.